Links in the description. If you do like the video, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. Have a quick look at some of the other videos that I have on my channel. I typically read through articles, crime-based in the main, fairly dark topics, and I typically read through those articles on the same day that they're published, perhaps the day after, but I do try to keep on top of these subjects. And with your encouragement, I'll continue to post multiple videos daily. This is a tragic story. Condolences to the murder victim, the condolences to the family of the murder victim. And I'm going to read through the full article. It's fairly short, but again, the link is in the description should you wish to go through that in your own good time. Bay Area man, 30 years of age, with RIP, rest in peace, face tattoo, who killed his girlfriend, then drove around with her decomposing remains in her RV for 3 days, is sentenced to 20 years to life. And here is the convicted murderer. His name is Bo Pepk. I'm not sure if my pronunciation is correct. And here is the victim, Rachel Elias Meisenheimer, on the right. A transient man from the San Francisco Bay Area has been sentenced to 20 years to life in prison after he admitted to murdering his girlfriend and then driving around with her decomposing body in her RV for 3 days before turning himself in. Bo Pepk, 30 years of age, learned his fate on Friday at Santa Cruz County Superior Court, more than a month after he pleaded guilty to killing his girlfriend of 5 years, 33-year-old Rachel Elias Meisenheimer. Pepke of Santa Cruz suffocated and stabbed Meisenheimer to death inside her RV on June the 28th, just 3 days after he was released from jail on a domestic violence charge filed by his girlfriend. He surrendered to the police on July the 1st and confessed to killing Meisenheimer, sporting a fresh RIP tattoo on his forehead, right there. He told police he left the victim's body inside her RV parked near the Kaiser Permanente Arena in Santa Cruz. After the brutal murder, Pepke emptied out her bank account and released her beloved pit bull, Frankie, in a nearby park. Pepke was arrested on charges of murder, violating a domestic violence order, violating parole, and probation. After his initial confession, Pepke had a change of heart and pleaded not guilty to killing his girlfriend. Then, in November, he pleaded guilty to the charges laid against him. At his sentencing hearing on Friday, Pepke kept mum. He was quiet. But Meisenheimer's family delivered impassioned impact statements, arguing that their deceased loved one's tormentor deserved a harsher punishment than the one he received. Here's a quote from the father, Tim Meisenheimer. If it was up to me, he'd be locked up for the rest of his life. They didn't give him enough time. I don't understand the justice system. Relatives and friends described Meisenheimer, the victim, as a creative person who was an artist, a photographer, a goth model, and an advocate for the homeless community. Her mother, Monica Lennon, has revealed that Meisenheimer lived in her RV, struggled with drug addiction, and had lost her daughter, Mercy, to a stillbirth in October 2020. In the month leading up to her death, Lennon, the mother, said her daughter was turning her life around and had decided to leave Pepke after suffering abuse at his hands. In early June, Meisenheimer went to the police and reported her boyfriend for domestic violence, which landed him in jail for just over 3 weeks. Just 3 days before the killing, Pepke was released from jail after pleading no contest to a December 2019 felony assault, great bodily injury involving his girlfriend. So there's the full article again. There's a link in the description should you wish to go through that in your own time. Quite obviously, condolences to the family concerned, prayers to the victim. I mean, I'm gonna give a little bit of a commentary, I guess. I'm fairly new to reading through true crime articles. I'm not that well versed in cases out there, but this one does remind me of the Gabby Petito case in some regards. Well, really, the main regards is that I believe a lot of people, most people's interpretation of the information we were made aware of in regards to the Gabby Petito case was that the boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, the boyfriend, a lot of people were very strongly convinced that the boyfriend was abusing Gabby Petito. I personally wasn't convinced of that. I personally didn't recognize that. And I don't know if it is or was not the case. I guess given the eventuation of that situation, I guess we can presume that it's likely that Brian Laundrie was abusing Gabby Petito. And apologies for moving away from the story concerned. But my point is that in that case, the Gabby Petito Brian Laundrie case, I think it's fair to say that there was an altercation with the police, or rather the police were involved in a domestic abuse altercation between the two of them. And then a short period of time after that, a murder occurred. I mean, maybe my point isn't that good, I'm not sure, but it does seem, I don't know. I mean, perhaps it's the case that domestic abuse gets to a certain level which police are involved in one form or another, and once the domestic abuse has gotten to that point, if the domestic abuse is to continue, maybe that's when actual death occurs, murders occur. I think I may have read a little bit about that when I was looking into the Gabby Petito case. Anyhow, again, apologies for straying too far from the case at hand. Full condolences to the family of the victim, who the article tells us, the mother tells us that she was turning her life around. She was a young lady, and still a young lady, 33 years of age, and a very creative lady, perhaps a little wild, if I'm allowed to say that. Creative, certainly. And it looks like, according to the mother, at least, she was trying to turn her life around, move away from bad influences, bad aspects, namely her boyfriend at the time that regrettably eventuated to being her murderer. Tragic case. Condolences to the family. It's interesting. If you have any comments to make, prayers to make, if you guys want to talk with each other in the chat. But thank you for watching the video.